Oh, you're so cool, Brewster.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
You won, and I died.
I'm feeling woozy, yeah. They're coming to get you, Barbara.
How's it hanging, Phil?
Come and get it. So either put the gun down now, or kiss your ass goodbye. Let's get this party started.
I agree, Dana. Let's get this big sausage fest started. So, welcome back to SledgeHammer Horror, guys.
I don't know what this is. I didn't agree to this.
Yeah, I think you signed up for the wrong thing.
I think so. I'm gonna just
But
go.
yeah, guys, we are so excited tonight to be re-ranking the Scream franchise. As always, you got me, you got Ash, and tonight we got some amazing special guests. We got Chuck, the movie guy. How you doing, Chuck?
I'm great. How are you? Everybody's good. I'm happy to be here.
Very excited now. We've been looking forward to this all day. We've got Jordan Blum, very good friend of the channel. Jordan, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I appreciate you having me. As I said before, I'm excited and nervous to see to see the responses to all this.
It's going to be fun, man. I'm very excited to this. Obviously, right below me, we got our very good friend Cody Leach. Man, how you doing tonight?
Hello, hello. Talking Scream again.
Almost there. And then for the very first time live, actually, I think everybody's first time live except for Cody. It's Colby from Colby Does Horror. How you doing, man?
Good. I'm just happy to be here.
Dude, I love that Pieces hat, man.
Appreciate it. I just got it yesterday.
That's sick. So yeah, everybody in the chat, thank you guys for coming out. Really appreciate you guys all being here. It really means a lot. So we are going to start off, obviously, we are going to be talking about Scream 7. We are going to be spoiling Scream 7. So we want to make that clear for anybody that has yet to see it. So my least favorite, starting off at number 7 for me, is Scream 4. I know that everybody loves this movie. I wanted to walk out when we first saw this, when they were doing those fake out openings. I still get so irritated watching a double fake out opening every time we watch it. I think the kills are brutal. I think the cast is good enough. The movie looks really weird. I feel like I gotta, focus my glasses or, put some contacts in every time I'm watching it because it's like fuzzy. And someone said it last night, and he may be the nicest guy in the whole world, but Charlie's a wiener, and you will never convince me that he was able to do that to that girl in the room. There's just no way. Like, I'm more believable to me that Stu came back and did that one than the fact that that little wiener Charlie was able to do that. Like, I don't know. He looks like that kid that just like
you didn't notice me in Spanish class.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna stab you. Yeah, he is a wiener.
Total wiener. So yeah. Very unpopular opinion to start off with, but Scream 4 is my least favorite. Okay. What about you, babe?
Mine's Scream 6.
Ooh.
I don't know. For one, it was spoiled for me, so I didn't enjoy it as much. I already know who the killers were. But I feel like even if I wouldn't have had it spoiled, I still would have at least known 2 out of the 3 killers right off the rip. Some of the positives of it, the core 4. I did like the core 4. I liked Tara and Chad's like little romance that they were brewing. I liked that Kirby came back, but the third act was just shitty. And that's kind of these newer Screams. That's kind of like the going rate. it feels like, is they don't know like how to
Reveal.
come up with like a good reason to be killing, I guess.
It seems like, especially with these last couple, it's like the reveal is like, let me remind you of a better movie.
I've already seen this before. It's already been done.
Yeah. So.
Better. So yeah,
Right,
my least favorite is Scream 6.
There we go. What about you, Chuck?
So a little bit of honesty here. I did not go see Scream 7 in the theater. And I watched the most brutal copy, bits and pieces online, but I do know because I watched all the reveals and everything. 7 would be my worst, even though I didn't see the entire thing. And I just think you could have came up with something more original than this neighbor lady trying to just draw her out to be, this real, bad bitch that she used to be. And I watched a couple of the kills in there, and they're the same as Ash said. There's no way you're wearing that costume and being that little blonde girl and doing the shit that you did. Like, it's so unbelievably unbelievable to me.
Yeah. Which is totally fair. Ashley actually said when Jessica showed up, sorry for people that have heard this story, Ashley was like, that's the killer because Sydney's dog got out and shit in her yard. And,
I mean, that would have been a better reason.
Yeah, at the end, I was like, man, I like your motive better. Like,
that's hilarious.
I slipped and it got on my dress. All right, cool, Jess. What about you, Jordan? What's the bottom of the barrel for you?
Well, first, I already have to say the differences of opinion here are just fascinating to me. But I'll save my reaction to what you guys said. So my bottom pick, I don't think it's not the worst made movie, and it's not the worst written movie, but it's the movie that I get nothing out of, and that is Scream 5 from 2022.
Okay.
Like, I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but I just, to me, it is like, it's the closest of all of these in the franchise to just looking at like a white wall for me. I get nothing out of it, whereas the two I have above this are arguably worse, almost objectively, but they're more fun. They're more entertaining to me. So Scream 2022, I've seen it so many times, and I don't hate watching it. I just feel nothing watching it. So
Sure.
It's inevitably my bottom.
Well, you did say that objectively the ones you have above it are worse, and I agree because you didn't say 4. So, what about you, Cody? What's number 7 for you?
There's actually only one movie in this whole franchise that I don't like, that I would give a negative review to. So that's defaulted at my bottom, and that's unfortunately the new one. It's Scream 7. I try to be cautiously optimistic about this one, despite all the smoke and fire behind the scenes. But even as somebody that absolutely goes to the church of Sidney Prescott, I've been, even back in 5, I'm like, this is the right choice to move on to other characters, let her have her happy ending, because there's nothing else we can squeeze out of that character. And for me, this just affirmed it. The writing all across the board was by a landslide the worst that I've seen from this franchise. A couple of cool kills. They're a little bit more creative, although I wish they weren't CGI'd. I wish they were a little less silly. The ghost face reveals, I mean, we'll get to 6 eventually, but I would have thought that's the worst ghost face reveals that we'll ever get. Like, they're never going to get this bad again. And 7 is like, it makes the reveals in 6 actually seem okay to me. So yeah, this is one that, I mean, it's still one of those franchises that the floor is not nearly as low as others. Like, if this is your worst, you're still doing better than most horror franchises, but this is the only one of the 7 that I walked out saying, nope, that wasn't it.
Sure. See, and I do want to caveat to that, because I agree. Even though Scream 4 is my least favorite, like, it's still better than a lot of worse movies in other franchises too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So it just didn't hold up to the Scream, level to me. What about you, Colby? What's number 7 for you?
For me, I'd definitely say the bottom of the barrel, piggyback off Cody, is Scream 7 for me. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie up until the last 15 minutes, and then it just went downhill to the worst Scream for me by far. Like, yeah, the writing could have used a lot of work, and which is crazy because Kevin Williamson wrote the original 2, 3, and
1, 2, and 4.
It just blows my mind that 1, 2, and 4. So he had to have obviously done some revisions of this Scream 7 script, and Like it still blows my mind that he's like, yeah, I like this. Just
Right.
the ghost faces just did absolutely nothing for me.
And we will get into that, I promise, because this is not a great movie by any stretch of the imagination. So, do you want to start us off you want to give us your number 6?
Yeah, my number 6 is Scream 3.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't know. I hate it. This is another one. The reveal, Roman. I'm like, you're telling me this guy is the one that was the mastermind for Sydney's mom and killing her, and like we haven't heard from him from 2 other movies. And there's a lot of silliness, and I get that they tried to like the time with the Columbine and all that, they try to like make it funnier and more humorous, but some of it's just wonky to me, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like a brutal Scream movie like the first 2 were.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's a lot of dumb shit that they do, like Gail checks pulse and there's no pulse, but yet he's still alive. Like, and Dewey, he is, I don't know, he kind of seems like a wiener in this one. Like, this is like my least favorite Dewey, I think.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Anyone else have an opinion I don't give a fuck about?
All right.
I love
That's
that.
cool. You asked my opinion and you got it.
I love that.
I was waiting for something like that to happen.
I know. He was waiting for me to stop talking so he could push it.
All right, what about you, Chuck? What's number 6 for you?
I'm going to agree with your partner there. It's Scream 3 because this is where I started to get lost in Scream. Like, I love 1 and 2, and 3 is a solid to a degree, but like this is where the allure of how the writing was and how they revealed people like started. This is where I began to get lost, because that reveal was just like, better off, like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, even though and they give you a little exposition of who it is, it doesn't really make sense to me. And I'm just like, it's like nobody like super close, and it was like, it's a reach. Plus there's so many hokey things in this movie, like Jay and Silent Bob, and I understand that they were going light and everything, but like, it just it feels the least almost of a Scream movie to me. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's just all over the place for me.
Mm-hmm.
I've only watched it maybe a couple of times, but like I've never had the desire. Like, when the 4K came out, I was like, yeah, I'm not watching that. So yeah, I would do 7 then 3.
Okay. What about you, Jordan?
So my number 6 is the newest one, Scream 7. I think the best part of seeing Scream 7 in the theater was seeing the Scary Movie trailer beforehand, because as soon as it started, it was just like, the opening was okay. It was better than I thought. It was more brutal than I thought it would be. But then once you actually kick into the plot of it, it felt almost like a made-for-TV version. The pacing was off for me. I didn't like, none of the characters, none of the new friends group are memorable at all to me, really. Some decent kills, the bar kill, the beer kills, kind of feels like it's pulled out of another franchise, but it's more entertaining. And I am never ever one of those people who says this, but as soon as Anna Camp showed up, I was like, if she's one of the killers, this is the most obvious killer I've ever seen in a slasher movie. I initially thought, because I heard rumors, I don't know where I heard this, but I thought that the killer was going to be Stu's sister, or like long lost sister or something, and that would have been like bad enough, but that would have at least connected it, because I feel like by the end of Scream 7, her motivation makes it, like, I understand it, but I don't care. I don't understand why that's what it was. It seemed like such a made-for-TV, like, scraping the bottom of the barrel reason. And in hindsight, I don't understand how that connects to, like, the whole, everything's been building to this, and it's all, like, it feels like that was all a marketing ploy.
Yeah.
To, like, get people in.
It was a marketing thing to make everybody think it was Stu.
Yeah, like, I mean, as soon as Lillard shows up, I was like, that's not him. I know that's not. Like, I know what this is going to be. Mm-hmm. And I guess kudos to them for, like, I give Scream 7 props over Scream 5. I do think it's a worse made movie, but it's more of an interesting, like, dumpster fire almost to me. Like, there's more highs to it in certain spots. and it's more like of a fascinating disaster, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
than Scream 5, which is just kind of more like milquetoast. And the scene where Gal and the twins show up, and I don't know why they were even in this movie, but as soon as they show up and hit like the ghost face, I literally yelled in the theater, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like not to sound too negative.
That was very Scooby-Doo to us.
Yeah, it was like an Avengers moment. I'm not the first person to say that, I'm sure, but
Right.
so Scream 7 is like an interesting failure to me, which I give it point. That's why it's like my penultimate one. It's not like the very worst for me.
Right. Which is fair. What about you, Cody? What's number 6 for you?
I'm going to be backing up Ashley and Chuck and say Scream 3.
Wow.
I enjoy Scream 3. Like, for years, this was my bottom, but it was still, like, 3 out of 5, like, unenthusiastic thumbs up. There's fun to be had. There's some fun characters. I like the opening. I dug the voice changer. I know a lot of people bitched about that for years. There's something about Roman being the only ghost face to wreck shit on his own that's kind of cool, even though logically there's issues there. But just like with Scream 7, I mean, there was a horrible history of production in this movie where they had a script and then Columbine happened and they threw it all out, and that gave birth to the Stu Libs movement for years to come. And then Weinstein ended up getting rid of Kevin Williamson and giving it to whoever the writer of this film was, which was a steep drop off, and then somehow still allowed him to put a character in the movie that's basically Harvey Weinstein. And there's something kind of cheesy, fun, like almost so bad that it's good about having the side characters be like actor replicas of the main cast. But tonally, this is really where it just started off the rails. Like, very silly. It's almost meta for its own good, which is kind of a rarity for Scream. Usually the deeper it goes, the better it is. But this one's almost like folding in on itself with its commentary on Hollywood and everything. And focusing the entire story on Maureen Prescott, who we never met. And, she's an important piece of the lore of the first film, but we don't care that much about. And then having this secret brother, like, that's like a total jump the shark thing. So Scream 3 is enjoyable bad. But, that's the next worst one for me.
You're starting to piss me off, buddy.
What about you, Colby?
Number 6 for me would be Scream 6. Like, it's, again, for that one, it's the reveal that ruined it for me. Like, I like the characters, but it's clear that they weren't going to take any risks. Like, especially when Chad got stabbed like 17 times or whatever, and he's still fine in the ambulance. Like, I like the setting in New York. I thought that was fun, but the characters didn't really do anything for me. And since part 5, I feel like Gale is a pretty worthless character. So yeah, nothing about that movie really hit for me. Like, I had more fun with 7 until the reveal than I did with 6. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So and Scream 6 is my 6.
I'm going to piggyback off that because for me, the only thing that puts Scream 6 above Scream 4 to me is this is the only Scream movie that ever gave me a real feeling of anxiety and tension when she's trying to get across that ladder. Like, that's the only moment in any Scream movie where I was actually like, oh, come on, fucking do something, please. Like, that's the one time I actually felt nervous and anxious during a Scream movie. Besides that, I'm so sick of all the plot armor that our heroes have in movies and TV shows now. And you talked about it, like, with Chad getting stabbed 76 times, and then, yeah, like, it's ridiculous. And I know they did the same thing with Dewey in the first two, but you can't be right. It wasn't that extreme. And it just, you can't have these movies where your main characters are safe, because I thought, and I'll talk about this more here very shortly, but Scream 7 had a potential to have some really good anxiety with that wall scene. But there's nothing there because that Sydney and Tatum are safe. Mm-hmm. They're not going anywhere. So I love the fact that we had a moment in Scream 6 that genuinely felt scary and anxious to me. But like you guys said, I know I sound like a parrot, but that reveal, it's the killer from the last movie's parent revealing themselves in a theater. And I'm like, I've seen a better movie that did this. And I enjoyed it much, much more. And just the plot holes of Gail is an investigative reporter, Kirby is an FBI agent, and none of them could deduce the fact that this was Jack Quaid's dad.
Yeah.
You know, like, come on. Like, it's just...
And I did love the opening for Scream 6. I will say that. I love
Yeah.
the Samara Weaving opening.
Yeah. And again, when you see Ghostface reveal himself at the beginning, I was like, oh, man. Like, this is sick. That's dope.
That's something new.
You know, fuck the movies. You know, like, I was all on. I was all in for that shit. So, yeah, I was very, very, really excited going into that. And, yeah, Chad, the Bionic Terminator.
I mean, have you seen his muscles?
Yeah, cool. Might as well just have the knife break when it goes in him. Like, my dad is...
I can't. I didn't even know they would penetrate.
Yeah,
through
my
the
dad is
latex.
Cuba Gooding. My plot armor is safe. It was just a little far-fetched to see this dude go through everything he went through and just absolutely nothing happened to him. So, Chuck, you want to give us your number 5?
Whoa. So this is my hottest take of this episode, and I actually could have put this one as my worst, but I'm going to leave it here because I think it's more ethically calculated. But it's Scream 5, and the reason being that it could be the worst because it is arguably the worst in the franchise for me. And the reason being is I think, and this is my hot take. This was the opportunity for Scream to do. So when Scream 1 came out, it redefined the slasher genre. You know, it will be loved forever for that. It breathed life into horror and into slashers again. It connected with an entire new generation. And I think that Scream 5 was their opportunity to have another generational moment. Because when Drew Barrymore came on, nobody thought she was going to die. And then you get that kill and you knew you were in for something different. Scream 5, in my humble opinion, which you're all going to think that I'm wrong and not like this, especially probably Cody, Scream 5 should have been Sydney the Killer. It should have been her. She just had enough. She's been through all this trauma. Nobody would have ever seen it coming. They shouldn't have advertised her being in the movie. Oh, we had a contract break thing, whatever. And when that Ghostface mask came off, could have been her. And I think they fumbled the biggest opportunity because they're now in cash grab territory, which we have seen with 5, 6, and 7, because it's now Sydney's mother's brothers, uncles, milkmans, dog walkers, babysitter got bumped by Sydney in 1983. Now they want to kill her. And it's just fucking ridiculous. And I think they had a good opportunity. Like, yeah, would it have ended the franchise? No, probably not. And like, they'll never turn the final girl on anybody. Like, I get all that logic, but I thought it would have been like the sickest thing ever if she was the killer.
It would have been more interesting than what happened with another franchise reboot slasher from last summer. No spoilers.
I know what you.
Which went for that and just totally tanked.
No, I mean, but they gave it a shot in an already flaming shitball. Yeah.
Right.
Because Scream 5 is shot well. It's entertaining. It moves at a good pace. I even think Scream 6 moves. You know, it's at least interesting to watch and well shot. You know what I mean? Like Scream 5 is a well-made movie for a fucking horror movie. It just lacks at, you know, Richie Kirsch and Amber Freeman. I'm like, yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah, Amber killed Dewey. I'm sorry, Gina. I hope he feels better. That really sucks. I don't know. I'll talk about Scream 5 here in a little bit, but Jordan, you want to go with your number 5?
Sure. My number 5 is Scream 3. I pretty much echo what Cody said, that it's entertainingly bad, it's fun bad. I think whereas 5 and 7, I don't think succeed fully with what they're trying to do, even if what they're trying to do isn't everyone's cup of tea anyway. I think Scream 3 at least does what it sets out to do, even if that's not what people want it to do. It still does what it wants. And knowing the rest of the franchise, you can kind of see it as an odd detour in a sense before it kind of comes back with 4 and stays mostly serious. So Scream 3, I think, is just it's a knowing self-parody. It's kind of a meta self-parody that is fun to watch, and it's so goofy. And there's something to be said for it being the only one with one killer. And it's just I think it's a fun time, even if it's not what a Scream movie should be.
Sure. And I do agree. I don't think there's any bad Scream movie. But the Scream 3 hate here is really starting to upset me a little bit. What about you, Cody? What's number 5 for you?
Number 5 for me is Scream 6, and this is by a landslide the most frustrating movie in the franchise for me. And you ask me on a certain day, I might even swap it with 3, because for me, 6 has some of the highest highs in the franchise, but goes off a fucking cliff in the last 20 minutes. Like, when I saw this opening night, I was legitimately like an hour and 15 into it going like this. If they stick the landing, this is my favorite Scream sequel. This is great. And then the second those ghost face masks come off, it's literally like Radio Silence got called away to go start Abigail and somebody else took over the writing and the directing. Like, it just doesn't feel like the same movie at all. The performances just go off the rails in cartoon land. The logic just absolutely takes a giant shit. So, like, I love, like, cinematically, I think this movie is the best looking possibly of the franchise. I love the look of, Canada, but New York, what they're going for. I love a lot of, like, the urban ghost face flavor in there where he's walking into convenience stores with a shotgun. There's just so much here that's trying to do something new, and I think succeeds. I enjoy the core 4 characters. As soon as you start to get into the plot armor towards the third act of the film and the ghost face reveals, that's where it comes apart. And what's worse is the ghost face reveals are bad enough. The motivation is tired enough. It's such a redundancy of Scream 2, and the characters just aren't satisfying reveals. But you look back at the rest of the movie and it just creates so many issues. Like, you had, just for one, because I have like 7 of them, but you go to like the subway sequence where Mindy gets stabbed by a ghost face, and then you've got Ethan there and he's like, oh my god, are you okay, what's going on? And it's like, okay, if he's Ghostface, who the fuck is this for besides the audience? Like, there's nobody around that he's trying to fake out. It's just to keep the reveals going for another 10 minutes. And so there's moments like that all throughout the movie that as soon as you have the answers, the script just comes undone at the seams. Which is a shame, because like I said, better ending, that would probably be my number 2.
I can't disagree with that. What about you, Colby?
My number 5 is The Force Awakens of the Scream movies, and that is Scream 5. I just felt really frustrated that whole movie, like how they I thought that Jenna Ortega, they're gonna pull the Drew Barrymore, they're gonna kill Jenna Ortega right away, and I thought that was gonna be super cool. And then they brought in Melissa Barrera's character being Billy Loomis's daughter, which I thought kind of worked. It was cool. I hated the CGI, like, aging thing they did with them. But, yeah, it was entertaining. I liked a lot of the characters. I wish we got more Kyle Gallner. Like, they took a chance with this one. They killed 2 kind of legacy characters with Judy, and then they took the chance with killing Dewey, which I appreciate. But now I guarantee they're going to try to make Joel McHale the new Dewey. Watch. They're trying to make it just like him. But, yeah, like, the final act, like, in Stu's house, like I don't dislike this movie, but there's a lot of things that frustrate me, like how they brought it back to Stu's house, the killer reveal being Richie, and then I know everyone loves her, but Mikey Madison is probably, besides Ethan Embry and Anna Camp, Mikey Madison's my least favorite Ghostface of all of them. But
and she's the only one with an Oscar.
Right.
It's true. But yeah, like I said, I don't hate the movie, but it just exists. Sure. And I still enjoy it more than 6 and now 7. But yeah, I just refer to it as the Force Awakens of Scream.
Yeah, number 5 for me is 7. The way that Cody was just talking about 6 is how I felt about 7. Like, as this movie was going in the first 2 acts, I was like, wow, this is awesome. Like, I'm really, really enjoying this. I love the kills. Like the evisceration kill at the dance, I thought was great. There was moments that I was genuinely laughing. I was having so much fun with it. And then we got to the review. And the minute I heard I was a Google tech or an AI tech at Google, I was like, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I heard that and I was just like, get the fuck out of here. It's just funny to me that it's like, hey, we're here and we're doing this as a AI tech, and then I went from that and I started being an orderly at a mental hospital. Like, it's just like there's so much about this that just didn't work in the third act for me. And the fact that Joel McHale was still alive, it's just like they wheeled him out and he was like, let me slowly cut your rope, my daughter, and save you. It's just, I don't know. But there was cool moments in this movie too. Like I loved when, as a dad, when Joel McHale was like, duck, and she got down and he kicked Ghostface and they had their fight. That was probably my favorite sequence in the whole movie. And I just talked about this last night the last night of the night before with Cody. One thing that really irked me was when they're laying in bed and Joel McHale's talking about his daughter and the boyfriend, and he's like, so you think they're doing it? I was like, no dad talks like
that's
that.
so unrealistic.
Like, no fucking dad of a teenage girl talks like
No
that.
dad wants to know.
Doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And like when he said it, I literally, I hate saying the word cringe because I'm 40, but I was literally like, oh, hell no.
It is.
Hell no. Like he did not just say that shit. Like, but to be fair, if I thought there was a boy climbing in my daughter's window, I wouldn't ask her to go and look. You know,
Yeah, but Sydney's.
I would have ran and kicked the door open. Yeah, touche. But yeah, I don't know. There was just something about that was just so to me. Like I said, as the father of a teenage daughter, I was just no, we don't say that, Mark. So yeah, number 5 to me is Scream 7.
My number 5 is also 5. I felt like this movie was pretty safe. I know that the Scream has a formula, but again, like I pretty much knew who the killers were. Like they didn't throw me off their scents for that. But I did, however, like the beginning, how brutal it was, and then how like they flipped the script and like she survived the beginning attack. And I think Dewey, this was like his best performance. Like he was funny, and I just thought that he was really great in this movie. Like we talked about Billy Loomis and his I don't know, de-aging looked so stupid. But yeah, I mean, it's just okay, middle of the road.
You're a killer.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's just so stupid.
Yeah, dumb.
I don't know. I think another big bummer about the fact that we don't get Sam and Tara back is we're never going to find out who Sam's mom was. Like,
Yeah.
was she one of the girls that Billy was talking to in the first one at the movie store when he was
And
trying to
then-
get it in with those girls?
Who knows? But we won't ever know, and they didn't even like touch upon it at all.
Yeah.
It was just like they never existed.
Yeah, they're like, okay, bye. Yeah, Chad was making out with one of them.
Yeah.
Like, he got stabbed 4,700 times, and then he was making out with Jenna Ortega, and then he was just like, okay, I'm going to go work with Gail now. Okay, bye. All right, so I did see somebody say something that I did agree with. Roman had the best ghost face fight against Sydney. 100%.
Yeah.
100% agree with
Solid
that.
fight scene for sure.
Yes. I love that, and I totally agree with that. So
I love the line too where he starts to do his monologue. She's like, "I've heard this shit before. It's a fucking
yeah.
come on."
No, like, let's just do this. I fucking love that
You can
shit,
start
man.
it for the audience or something.
Right. So what about you, Jordan? What's your number 4?
Would you want to go to Chuck first?
Oh, Chuck started us with number 5.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So my number 4 is Scream 6, which, like, even the ending, like even the reveal, I agree, is absurd, and Dermot Mulroney is like a cartoon character. But even that doesn't like tank it for me. And I think I'm with the consensus that up until that part, I love Scream 6. I remember watching it twice within a week just because I saw it by myself, saw it with some other people. And I still think I still don't understand how anybody can put Scream 5 above Scream 6. Like, I'm not hating on anybody. I think Scream 6 is so much more visceral, so much more entertaining, so much, like, even the subversion of the beginning. Like, not only that he kills Samara Weaving, but then you see the face, then it follows him back to the apartment. He sees Tara. It's almost like the pacing of it. You expect like a Scream, title card to pop up, and it doesn't, and you just don't know where it's going. There's so many more like interesting set pieces. I just think Scream 6 is really great up until that reveal, and then the reveal itself is so kind of bonkers that I almost like it. Like when Tara drops and she stabs, I think, Ethan in the mouth with a knife. Like, it's still fucked up enough that like, he got me, even if this is so over the top. But yeah, the plot armor is very frustrating. And like, I don't have anything against the character or Courtney Cox like overall, but like Gal should be dead by now. Gal should have died in that scene. Like it's just like emotional edging or something. Like just kill her off, like be finished with it, but they don't. And it's frustrating to like see that she still makes it to the end of that. But overall,
Right.
yes, I think Scream 6 is way underrated overall.
Which is totally fair. And we're going to see if somebody does put Scream 5 above Scream 6 here in a second. But what about you, Cody? What's your number 4?
So these next 3 I really enjoy. Like these are the really good Scream sequels. So just like my last 2, depending on my mood, these might swap. That's how close they are. But number 4 for me is Scream 4. And I think that this one's actually aged really well as far as the motivation and like the whole theme of Jill's plan. And at the time, I thought it was pretty brilliant, but it was, I guess, a little ahead of its time. Like, you know, TikTok and influencer and like that whole culture hadn't really taken a hold of society quite yet. So the whole thing about her wanting to be famous, not wanting to be in the shadow of the more famous aunt and everything, I loved all that. And despite the fact, which this is an issue that a lot of the Scream films have, that, you know, the size of the unmasked Ghostface might not match the size of the masked Ghostface. I like how visceral Ghostface is in this one. I think that the bedroom scene might be the goriest kill. It's certainly in the conversation. I think that they did a really good job at kind of teasing you with Scream 4 potentially doing what eventually Scream 5 did. Like, we're going to shepherd in these new characters and phase out the old ones just to kind of pull the rug out and be like, nope, don't mess with the original, bitch. I thought that was really cool. The big negative with 4, which I agree with you, Ken, is that for whatever reason, I don't know if it's a lens, I don't know if it was a filter that they used. There's like this weird, like distorted lens flare look to the movie that once you notice it, it's very distracting. And I could see why that could just agonize somebody, that if you can't get away from fixating on it. And Kirby, I think Kirby's probably the best side character that's been introduced outside of like the core, you know, original 3 and some of the core 4 characters. So I'm a big fan of Scream 4.
I like that because Kirby was like,
Sorry, all I heard was blah, blah, blah. I'm a dirty tramp.
Sorry, Colby. I didn't know you were going.
no, I was gonna say I love what Cody just said, because Kirby was the closest thing to Randy, which was my favorite character of all time that we've ever gotten.
Sure.
And I dug the whole thing. Like, again, Charlie, yeah, he's a giant puss, but that's also how they wrote him. Like, they write him to be the bitch that Jill manipulated the whole time, where he wanted Kirby so bad. And Kirby's like the dream girl for like us nerds, where it's like, you like horror and you're hot? What the fuck? Where did they create you and how do we make more? And so
I feel the same way.
Yeah, the whole thing about she took too long to notice him. Jill gave him what he needed to get her to, or to get him to be, you know, her subordinate. I buy into that. I think that they nailed it, and I think that his performance is good for that.
Understood. What about you, Colby? What's number 4 for you?
So this and the rest on, like, I love. Like, I don't have a lot of negative to say about them, but my number 4 is Scream 2. So I love, like I said, I love all the rest of the sequels that we have yet to talk about. But yeah, out of the other ones, Scream 2 just hits the least out of, like, still my favorites. But like the scene where he's singing in the cafeteria, like you said earlier, the really cringy part, like, that's what makes me cringe out of all the movies in the franchise, that cafeteria scene.
Did you see Jerry O'Connell talking about that on Twitter?
I have not seen that.
It was right before Scream 7 came out, where he was trolling everybody, but he's like, you know, I've heard a lot of the criticisms for Scream 2, and I know that everybody's least favorite thing is this singing scene, and, you know, like, I'm not really a singer. Like, he was totally like heartfelt about it. And then he did it one more time, and then the third post, he was like, you know, I rewatched it, and, like, he didn't say it this way, I would have, but he's like, you know, I watched it again, and fuck all of you. That scene's awesome. Scream 2 forever. It was basically that tonally, so I like that. Sorry.
I love that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I did really like the reveal for that one, like it being Billy Loomis's mom, and then Timothy Oliphant was one of the killers too. So and good. I wish we would have gotten more Joshua Jackson, because he was just like a little extra in the film class. Because Joshua Jackson was pretty big at the time from Mighty Ducks and everything. He was an urban legend. Wish we would have gotten more of that. It was cool seeing Sarah Michelle Gellar just get killed off like that. It's just it's still a really fun sequel, and I think the opening is my favorite since besides the Drew Barrymore opening. Like Mike Epps and Jada Pinkett just getting off like that, and Jada Pinkett screaming in the theater, and everyone think that she's like playing. It's sad to watch that.
Yeah,
because she just needed help.
Yeah, she needs help, and nobody's acknowledging it.
Yep.
Where was Will Smith?
We talking about the actress or the character? No, I'm just kidding.
The character. It's kind of satisfying to watch now.
Right. Yeah. No. It's funny you say that because I have a theory about Joshua Jackson in that movie and why we don't see him very often. I think immediately after the classroom scene, Ghostface killed him for being dumb enough to say House 2 was better than House 1. So I think immediately when he left that classroom, Ghostface was like, this motherfucker. So Mickey just tore his ass up right there in the hallway for it.
Speaking of that scene, like I'm very high on Scream 2. I haven't even brought it up yet, but the thing that irks the shit out of me about that movie is where I think it's Joshua Jackson. He goes, "Get away from her, you bitch," and then Randy tries to correct him. He's like, "I'm pretty sure the line, stay away from her, you bitch." I'm like, no, he got it right. Shut the fuck up.
Right.
Like, it annoys the piss out of me that Randy fucked that up.
Right. Like, yeah, way to go, Randy. We did just get a new member, donation, you guys, so you know what the first donation of the night means.
Ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh, baby.
Thank you. We appreciate you guys so much. That's so rad. All right, so I got to follow that up. Number 4 for me is Scream 5. This is where, like I said, I don't think any of these movies are bad. When it comes to consistency, I think this is probably the best franchise out there, with the exception of maybe Child's Play and Evil Dead. Like, those are the 3 that I hold very, top of the tier to me. But there's so much in Scream 5 that I love. I love the fact that they killed Dewey. I love the fact that when you have Dewey and Gale having that conversation, when they have that talk, that feels like David and Courtney, not Dewey and Gale. When they're having that conversation about how I shouldn't have ran, I shouldn't have left, I should have been there with you. Like, that felt super personal to me. Seeing Gale find, when she's seeing Dewey come out, like, that shit hit. Like, that was rough. Like, that really made you sad. I don't mind the third act. I don't even mind the reveal. I love when she's like, oh, shut the fuck up, and just shoots her in the head. Like, I love that shit. I love when she gets burned up and she looks like Freddy Krueger. Like, I love that. I think this one's brutal. Like, when they're killing Judy outside, or they kill her son when they just push that knife through his neck. And that whole scene was such a, homage to Psycho, the shower scene. And then every time he shuts the door, you think someone's going to be there and they're not. Then he goes to the other room and you think they're going to be there and they're not. And then they finally, you have that payoff of just, they're here, let's go. And so the only things I really didn't like about it, and this is kind of like in hindsight, we should have killed Sydney. I'll go a little bit against Chuck, and I'll say that Sydney should have died in this one, or should have just moved on. Like, they shouldn't have brought her back.
I would have took that too.
Right. We were just talking about this the other night too. We need another Halloween Resurrection. Where they kill Laurie Strode at the beginning. Or we need another Nightmare on Elm Street 3, where you bring back Nancy.
Yeah, but like, they were supposed to, Sydney, she was supposed to pass the buck, and now we have this core 4 that's really only a core 2 now, and so they really needed Sydney to make a 7, because there wouldn't have been a story without her.
But now it's just going to be the same recycled shit over and over.
Well, yeah.
Another Ghostface is going after Sydney. Why? I don't know, because
the dumbest reason.
She got her change at the gas station and they got the wrong groceries, so now she's going to pay her back by putting on a Ghostface mask. Like, it's just, I'm not into. I would have rather have seen a different core group of people, and Sydney didn't have to die. Just have her move on and be gone.
Honestly,
and I think it would have been
They could
good.
have just stopped at 5, and Gail wasn't going to write any more books, and they were just done with the franchise. But
yeah, well, we see how that went.
Yeah.
So yeah. Number 4 for me is number 5.
Number 4 for me is 7. I liked seeing Sid as a mom and like as a husband, and how, or not a husband, she had a husband, like she was like a survivalist in this. She had her panic room. Like, we never really have seen that Sydney before. And just like the brutality of all the kills. But like all of you that have already talked about 7, the third act is just, it's horrible. The reasoning is dumb. Your killers, it's just like, who who are these people? Like, why does this matter?
I think it sucks because you knew Ethan Embry was going to play a bigger role. Because I was like, hey, that's Can't Hardly Wait kid. Like, because of that guy, I know Damn It from Blink-182, and that started my love of punk rock. And he's not in here just to be a 30-second orderly. And, you knew something more was going to come from that character.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. But, like, the one guy that they ran over, it was such, like, a red herring. Like, he goes in and is, like, mean mugging her. And you're like, well, he couldn't be the killer because, first of all, who the fuck is he? And why is he just, like, mean mugging her at the coffee shop? And then, yeah, like you said, the whole Scooby-Doo, they pull off the mask and he's a killer. And it's like, why? Like, what did I do to you?
He would have gotten away with it, too, if it wasn't for Gail and those damn kids running him over in a van.
And also, I hated how
damn kids.
Mindy and Chad were just, like, they were side characters. Like, there really was nowhere to even put them.
Yeah.
I felt like they just had to throw them in there somehow.
Right. Very fair. Real quick, Chuck, before we get to your number 4, because I fucking love you. This is the most I've ever dropped on a super chat. Hey, thank you. Hey, you love Scream 7. I'm glad you did. Been watching Cody since 2018.
Nice.
I love La Passion. I love that song. Dreaming Insomniacs, one of my favorite songs of theirs. So I wanted to thank you very much for the donation, man. I appreciate it. And yes, we did hear about it. It devastated me. I really hope that, I know he said it's not curable, but it is treatable. So Bruce Campbell, I definitely wouldn't be the guy I am today without him, without his influence. He's my favorite final guy in horror. So yeah, that one hurt really bad. Really hope that we can get him, I hope he can get the help and get as much treatment as he can to give him as much time left on this planet as he can get. So, what about you, Chuck? Let's go to your number 4.
I just got sad for a second. Anyway,
yeah, I know it's.
My number 4, Scream 6. I love the opening of Scream 6. And I don't want to piggyback everything Cody says. But I agree with just about everything Cody said about this movie. But before it gets that, like, I think that 6 learned from 5 and the mistakes that it made in 5, because that's why I like 6 better than 5. Like, I think it starts out ferocious, but once you get the inkling of where they, muffed on the writing, and then you start backtracking in your brain, it really, really, really falls apart. But it's, even though it falls apart, and even though there's some ludicrous things in the entire movie, I still find it viscerally entertaining. Like, if it's on TV, if it was on like TBS or something, or just like on the TV, like it's one of the ones like I could just sit there and watch it for some reason. And I don't have rhyme or reason to that. It just doesn't bother me like other things bother me. That's fair.
Yeah, 100%. Love that. We also got a new member. Thank you so much. I hope that we don't let you down. Our members only content. You get early access to every video, and it helps the channel. So thank you very, very much. And we hope that, like I said, we don't let you down with all of our members only stuff. And you get a lot of stuff into Ashley and Ken, not just Sledgehammer Horror. So thank you very much for that. All right, we are now going to go to our number 3, and that'll be Cody starting us off.
Damn all you haters. Scream 5. Scream 5 is one that, like, to me, I think there's a really solid chance, and I don't mean to be pessimistic, but I think that Scream 5 is the last time that Scream might have a legit, insightful commentary weaved into its motivation. Just like with Scream 4, where they were talking about, the rise of, like, before they even called it an influencer, but the desire to be an influencer, to be an internet fame, everything like that. And it's aged really well because it's only more relevant over time. I think even in Scream 5, even in the shorter time, it's done the same thing because it was about toxic fandom. And right after Scream 5, you had the Scream fan base just lose its shit with, the Nev pay dispute in 6, and then all the shit that happened with 7. And so despite the fact that I think 5 is in competition with 7 for the most obvious Ghostface reveal, because I'm not exaggerating when I say within 2 lines of Jack Quaid talking about how he never heard of the Stab films, I was like, bitch, please, don't tell me it's that easy. So I did not call Amber, but to be fair, she's just kind of like henchman Ghostface. but I think they make up for it with the motivation. I really like the new characters. I really like Melissa Barrera's character, and I wish we could eventually see that come full circle the way it was planned for 7. I like the way that it's shot. I dig the bit of nostalgia that we get in there, which sometimes can annoy me, where we're going back to the Mocker house and all that stuff. That can be low-hanging fruit, and I think was in 7. I think it's utilized well here. Not the most creative kills, but that's something I bitch about all the time with Scream. You know, it's always pretty basic stabs. It's just, you know, maybe a little bit meaner in 5 and 6. So kind of a wash with that. And I'm one of those people that I love the fact that they killed Dewey. And it's not because I hate the Dewey character. It's because, for one, I think maybe Ashley said this. I think Dewey and David Arquette, best performance of the whole franchise in 5. And I think that he becomes a really deep, like, layered character in this one, which is the perfect time to take him out. I think his death has weight, which, with all the plot armor and the 3 characters surviving every fucking time, it's the first time the franchise felt like it had weight.
Right.
And I don't understand for the life of me the Scream fans that just want Sidney and Gale and Dewey to survive all the way to Scream 27. Like, I just don't, like, to me, it's like, where's the stakes? Like, it doesn't even feel like we have stakes anymore. It's just whoever the new bullshit characters are, we don't care about. That's the cannon fodder, and Sydney's going to fuck them up at the end, and then we move on to the next one. And this one kind of bucked that trend a bit. I think Colby said this too. I do think Gale, this was the last time that she actually felt like there's something there. You know, her reaction to Dewey's death. After that, it's Gale's stock news chick that can't decide what her career is going to be anymore. So I really like 5. You know, it's got its shortcomings, but to me, it was the right direction to go. I'm still bummed, even though I was trying to be optimistic. This is not the direction we're going to continue to go, and I really enjoy it.
Yeah, I just think that, I don't know. I'm with you. I'm very irritated by the fact that everybody's safe now. And I think I said that before. I'm waiting for Scream 8 to come and Gale to be taken away in a storm, and at the end, Sydney be like, you know, I don't think she really died. I think she went to a beautiful town with 3 waterfalls and started a family, and everything is fine with her. She's not really dead. So that's, you know, just fucking kill somebody and let me see him die. That's what I want to see. So what about you, Colby? What's your number 3?
She moved on from Dewey so quickly in the 6th one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like,
yeah.
My next one is Scream 4. I probably watched this one more than any of the other movies, including the first one. I love how they brought back the meta commentary again with this one. I love Kirby. It's probably my favorite, like, side characters. Like, even though Charlie's a weenie, I still enjoy him. He's like that crazy fucking, like, quiet kid. I just have a good one with this. They really bumped up the brutality in this one. Like, that bedroom scene goes pretty hard, and then Anthony Anderson getting stabbed in the forehead. I love it.
No.
And I enjoy how this is like the first time where Sydney kind of takes like a back seat and lets like the other characters shine. That's something I really like, and I enjoyed Jill's character. I thought she was a cool ghost face, and like the bedpan scene at the end, it was fun. And I really like the barn scene too, when Gail's finding all the cameras and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's just a fun movie for me.
Which is totally fair. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll go fuck myself then.
I didn't know that I was the only person on the planet that didn't like Scream 4 going into this. Yeah, so number 3 for me is number 3. And I look at Scream 3 and people are going to be like, what the fuck, Ken? I look at this like I look at Halloween Resurrection and like I look at Seed of Chucky.
Awful.
Is it a good movie?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Seed of Chucky.
I deserve that.
Pride of Chucky is my favorite one. I don't mind Seed of Chucky.
I love
Yeah. But see, like, for me, like, this Resurrection and Scream 3, or Scream 3, Resurrection, and Seed of Chucky is everybody's least favorite, it seems like, most of the time in the franchise. But I have such a fun time with these movies. Like, these are movies that I can just shut my brain off, sit there, watch them, have a good time. Are they good movies? No, but they're at least entertaining. I've never watched Scream 3 and not been entertained. I'm always entertained every time I watch this movie. There are certain moments in this movie that I think still land today that make me laugh really hard. You talk about, you know, meta commentary, all the stuff they did about the casting couch stuff was very relevant in Scream 3. And that still holds up today, you know, with all the stuff that we obviously have going on in our country right now. But to play Harvey Weinstein essentially against himself in this movie was incredible. Like, that was very, very ballsy to be able to do something like that. Obviously, it has its problems, you know, checking the pulse and he's not dead. You know, I get it. Ghostface throwing a knife at Dewey and Dewey not moving, just sitting there screaming and letting the butt of the knife hit him in the head.
And then Gail just laying down with him.
Yeah.
Like, what?
But man, like, how awesome was it the first time you saw Ghostface literally pull the rug out from under that dude and he falls and breaks his neck? Like, that was sick the first time I saw it. Like, that was so awesome. I loved that scene. Yeah, I'm a big sucker for Scream 3, and I think I always will be. I don't know. There's something about this movie that I think is so entertaining. So, yeah, number 3 for me is Scream 3.
All right, my number 3 is Scream 4. Yeah, I like Scream 4, and it's my number 3. And I honestly, after you just talking about 3, and then 4 comes out, and it's way brutal, like way more brutal than 3 was. Like, we already talked about this kill, but the next door neighbor where he literally like guts her, and her intestines are hanging out, and there's blood everywhere. Like, that was a good kill. And I didn't mind the fake out beginnings. Like, you get Pretty Little Liar, Lucy Hale, and she's my favorite, Pretty Little Liar. And Kirby, obviously, like we've already talked about also, like she was a great addition to this franchise. And Jill, like she's a badass kill. Like she literally kicked her own ass just to make it look like she wasn't the killer and to like blame it all on Charlie because he was just a follower, little wiener guy. So yeah, like I
just thought of Jim Carrey in Liar Liar.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah, I was like, Jim Carrey did the same thing in Liar Liar. Okay, you're not praising him.
I mean, that's pretty cool too. He kicked his own ass.
Watching Scream 4 makes me feel like this.
Here we go.
Hey, Uncle Kevin. Do you think I'm pretty?
No.
Wow.
So you don't feel pretty?
No, it just completely breaks my confidence every time I watch it.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
So yeah. I want to like it. It's just not one that really. I don't know. I want to like it. I swear to God, I do. What about you, Chuck? What's number 3 for you?
It's just going all downhill there for you, Ken. Scream 4. I thoroughly enjoy Scream 4, and for the reasons being, 4 is the only other Scream that feels as much like 1 to me. Like, I feel like they were pushing the issue. They were trying to do something a little bit different. Jill was completely and totally unhinged and made sense to me, not because of who she was necessarily, but it's the performance that did it for me. Because like I could be like, yes, this is some crazy bitch that could do this shit. Like I was sold on that. Like I was like, sure, that's totally fine for me. I love Kirby as well. I never understood, and I'm not like, listen, I'm not like, I don't hate any Scream movie or anything. I'm just not a huge Scream guy. I never have been. And I've been on record saying that, but like, they're fine. But like this for me, and I never understood like why people, this one's always, people shit on this movie, like religiously shit on it.
Just
no, I'm not saying just 10. I'm just saying in general, anytime I've ever talked about it, people say something about 4 is the one that comes up the most, almost like it's like the stepchild that doesn't exist.
I wish.
Ken, we found your people. Chuck got
but even like with Sydney, like promoting her book and having a self-help book, it went a little bit deeper into like the trauma that she went through. It made her seem a little bit more real and less wooden as this, girl that we know is just gonna survive. Like we actually felt and seen like the trauma of what she's been through, which I appreciated because it made her a little more human to me. And like I need that out of a final girl or a final guy. Like that's why I love Erin so much from Your Next, because she's human. Like like she feels like a real person to me. And I think this is the most real Sydney has felt since 1. And the open, I love the opening of it. This, honest to God, this could have been number 2 for me, on any given day. But I'll glaze 2 when I get there.
I feel like this is me walking into this panel and chat when you guys are talking about Scream 4.
I love
Sons
that.
of bitches. I love Don't Be a Menace, man. All right, what about you, Jordan? What's your number 3?
So I promise I'm not doing this just to keep the bit going. But
Let's
my number
go,
3 is
Jordan.
Scream 4. I promise it's not for the bit. It's Scream 4.
I honestly love this. I'm gonna talk about this later.
Yeah, Ashley's going to record this and just play it over and over again.
That's going to be her clip. Every time Ken talks, she just plays half of this podcast.
Well, yeah, look, Scream 4 I think is even more underrated than Scream 6 because I think Scream 4 is more consistent with the ending. Has the to me it has the best side characters, the best new characters aside from the original one. Like I like all of them. Kirby is I agree, like one of the best characters in the whole franchise. And I don't know if it's because I also love the Black Coat's daughter, but like Emma Roberts, I think, is just so unhinged by the end, but it doesn't fall into like parody to me. It doesn't get it's believably psychotic to me. I mean, she shoots her boyfriend in the dick, which like always hurts, and like, even her like hurting herself. It just like it feels more believably like psychotic to me than over the top cartoonish. And just like the gut punch of it being like her niece and just the whole I want to be the new you. If there's just something more. Kind of like what Chuck said, just more like disturbing and tangible about it. And yeah, like the Vaseline on the camera, the whole like weird lighting, for me is one of those things where I notice it, but it doesn't bother me. It doesn't like matter to me. I just kind of notice it and go, oh, well, that's a weird, anomaly for this franchise. But yeah, the bedroom kill is vicious. Anthony Anderson and Adam Brody are good, like almost stunt casting, but in a purposeful way, so it doesn't feel like they're drawing your attention. And I think it does a good job of kind of mirroring the original by like having somebody on the chair outside without it feeling too like on the nose in the way that I think the end of Scream 5 kind of does and Scream 7. So yeah, I really like Scream 4.
So there is definitely a higher power that is just trying to piss me off right now because as we're talking about this, my friend Kylie, Haunted Hippie, just started a Scream 4 watch along, and I just got this notification.
I gotta go.
Divine intervention.
Right, yeah, everybody's going to leave now to go watch it. Hey, Ken fucking hates this, right?
This is an intervention. We all know that you've been carrying the weight of the hate of this film for years.
Right.
We're finally coming together to help you.
Get it off my chest. I appreciate it. I just couldn't believe it. I looked down and I got this notification. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, irony. All right. Colby, you want to give us your number 2?
I'm Ken Sledge. I'm a Scream 4 apologist. That's going to be your new title.
Yeah. One of those things where it's just like,
Start giving
hello,
you
guys.
Here's your 1-year chip.
My 1-year chip.
My number 2 is the Scream 3.
That's right, Colby. You're goddamn right it is.
I'm a gigantic Scream 3 apologist. I love the movie from beginning to end. The opening with Cotton, I thought it was super bold how they did that, and it gave me like when I was a kid, like I was super tense. It gave me a shitload of anxiety because like I was like Cotton's a good guy now, and he kind of bodies Ghostface at first too. Like it's a pretty good Ghostface fight, and like how they start like switching with the voices and everything in that movie. I really like how they play with the voices. How Cotton's fiance or wife thinks it's him outside the door.
Yeah.
So I think the start of it's great. I love how he had like his own talk show and everything. And then I just love how it's meta about being meta. And I love the cast, like with Dion Richmond, Jenny McCarthy, just that entire cast. And I honestly, I love Roman as Ghostface. And I still think Angelo is his accomplice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Ken that complained about it earlier, or Chuck, I can't remember. But the Jay and Silent Bob cameo I loved. I loved the Wes Craven cameo. How they were shooting a Scream movie and the killer was a monkey. And like, and I'll be honest, like the biggest reason why this is so high on my list is nostalgia. Like, I got this as a VHS when I was a kid, and I watched this movie probably
That's
more than
fair.
any other VHS I owned.
Yeah. The only time I ever liked a Creed song, baby.
What if
Ken,
it's so hard?
More
What if, man?
Ken, we might
More
have
blasphemy.
to break up.
I love Creed in general, but What If is probably my favorite song.
That's
And
definitely
another-
mine.
What
Another
if
big
is one of the
thing-
toughest songs ever made?
Love that song.
Too is
We
like,
give them a lot of love at Loudwire, so you're not alone in that. Like they're still going strong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, as they should be. Absolutely.
But another thing that hit for me too, like seeing it so young, like I've loved film since I could remember, and like being like in like the background of all these film sets and everything, like being like a part of the film sets, like it's just something that really connected for me at that young of an age.
Yeah. Like I said, it was my number 3, so I totally agree. Yeah, number 2 for me is number 2, and I'm gonna say this.
That's my number 2 too. So
Let's
you
talk
wanna
about them
just
together?
Do that together.
You want to just do it together?
Sure.
We've
Not-
done it before.
Yeah. That's weird.
Watch
Weird thing to
Scream
say.
4 together.
Yeah. Wait, thanks for killing my boner there, Chuck. Yeah, I think everything up until the third act of this movie, because even the third act of this movie, I love the reveal part of it. This is where it's opposite of most Scream movies. I love the reveal, but it's so goofy, like when they're pulling the levers and the fake rocks are falling on. I'm like, that's goofy as shit to me. And when Sydney's in the car and she's climbing over Ghostface and she doesn't take the mask off, I'm like, it's right fucking there. Like, take the mask off. But I love the kills in this movie. I think the kills in this movie are awesome. I love the cop that gets the pole that goes through his head and he's still twitching on the car.
Honestly, even like the killer, like this one and the first one, you didn't expect the killers. Like
Right.
they.
Well, in part 1, we watched the killer die.
Right.
You know, we watched Billy get stabbed. We're like, fuck, we thought it was him the whole time, but he can't be. He's dead. And in this one, it's just like, hey, that's Aunt Jackie
But I feel like
from Roseanne. Like, what the
every
hell's going
other
on?
Scream movie after the second one, like it's pretty. Well, maybe the third one you didn't really know either,
Right.
but it's pretty easy to like point out. At
What's
least
up,
one of the
Spicy? I remember
killers.
you. Yeah, I do love this movie. Like I said, I got a lot of angst towards Joshua Jackson for his House 2 bullshit.
The Dewey part, page 31, Deputy Dewey.
That's oh my
with
god, I
inexperience.
love that part,
Yeah.
and I love Kenny, the realistic camera guy. Not Kenny, he's the one that
Of course
dies
you
in
do.
part 1.
Yeah.
But you know, Joel. He's like,
Yeah,
no,
Joel.
fuck this. I'm out. Like, I'm getting the fuck out of here. This is enough for me.
Yeah. I do think that they kick themselves in the ass for
Killing Randy.
off
Yeah.
into because he's such like a fan favorite,
Yeah.
and they still found a way to bring him back in all the other Screams.
Yeah. So,
They made his sister just to
Yeah.
bring him up.
but she was awesome.
Yeah, no, I like it.
There was another thing I wanted to talk about with Scream 2. Oh, yeah. I love the fat kid from Stand By Me singing I Think I Love You in a cafeteria. Okay? Like, I love that scene. 'Cause that's something I would have
I was
done.
gonna say that's the cringy shit kind of.
That's what I would have done in high school, man. I would have fucking. I know he was in college, but I'd have done that shit to her in high school, man. I for sure would have done that shit.
I would have been like, please stop.
Yeah. And then like there's just weird shit where it's like, oh, he gave you his number, his necklace. They're gonna kill him for that, and then you really believe for a second that he's the killer.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, boyfriend killer, boyfriend killer, boyfriend killer. I love Mickey in the third act. I wish we could have gotten more Mickey throughout this movie. Honestly,
I
like.
think that's one of the reasons that I didn't know that he was the killer
'Cause we
you see
forgot
him,
he
like,
existed.
one scene, and then they're like, "Yeah, he's one of the killers." It's like, where's he been?
Yeah, but
Hiding?
how unhinged do you... Billy's mother!
Yeah.
Didn't see it coming, did you? You know, I love that shit, man. I fucking love it. So, yeah, Scream 2, like I said, if they wouldn't have been in the theater with all the goofy rocks falling and shit like that, it probably would have been my favorite. I probably would have liked this more than the OG Scream. But for now, we're leaving it at number 2 for both you and I. So, how about you, Chuck?
I would put Scream 2 at number 1 on this list, and it very well, I feel, deserves to be there, but you can't have a number 2 without a number 1, and that is the only reason that 1 is over 2 for me.
Yeah.
And I put 2 at 2. After the success of Scream 1, do you know the intense amount of fucking pressure to follow that movie up And even there's some inconsistencies in here, and there's some flaws in the way, like in this whole storyline and everything. It is one of the most solid slasher sequels ever. Like, and I mean, and you're following up like literally, it was the hugest thing in the world, and to not fumble the ball and have a great opening and the movie theater scene and all the ghost face masks, and to feel the empathy for Jada getting just brutally fucking murdered. And I love it. Like, and it has like a nostalgia thing to me as well. I love the story to it. It has good kills in it. And like, nobody on earth like that loved Scream was gonna like, oh, Scream 2 is gonna be a banger. Because it's usually like you're just usually disappointed, or give you a 7 for part 2. And I don't know.
Yep.
It's a super, super, super solid movie. And in some respects, I do kind of like it a little bit better than 1. And I'll explain that when I talk about 1, because I love 1, but I have some serious issues with it. But
totally fair. What about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I mean, my number 2 is Scream 2. And I echo what Chuck said, that like it is one of the better, if not the best, like horror sequels, slasher sequels, which is especially remarkable given that it came out a year later, like less than a year later. I know it was 97.
Quick.
So,
Yeah, it was quick.
like that quick turnaround, yeah, and that's like unheard of. Yeah, I mean, I do think 1 is significantly better, but 2 is maybe more entertaining. And I mean, the kills are great. Randy is great, and I feel like, I'm going to be 39 in December. I'm 38, and I feel like my whole generation, when I was like anyone who was my age at this time, like Scream and Scream 2 were the movies we wanted to see that we weren't allowed to see, and it was like a rite of passage when you finally get to watch it. So I remember quoting like the whole scene with Randy and Dewey in the ice cream shop. I remember like memorizing that. So yeah, I really like Scream 2. I would almost feel sacrilegious not to put it at number 2 as like the best sequel. But I my only issues with it, like, yeah, the whole Jerry O'Connell thing is a little cringe, but it's also kind of charming. I could see both sides of that.
Right.
But I find both scenes in the theater are kind of cheesy. Like when she's doing rehearsal and like the stuff's tumbling and the way it's shot, almost like Argento, it's a little like hammy for me. And then the killer reveals, I like the idea behind them. I like the performances. And this is probably going to like get me shunned from everybody, but I feel like Billy's mother and Mickey are as ridiculous in terms of their performance, especially Mickey, as any other reveals. Like Scream 6, I know that's kind of like a stupid reveal, but I think Mickey is just as ridiculous as Dermot Mulroney in there. It's just it's more like acceptable because it's the first time we see it like that. So I still kind of roll my eyes, but.
Because he does that thing where it's like, I want to go to court and be famous.
Yeah, and there's like chicken, like Billy's mother. Like it's fun, but I'm like, this isn't that far removed from the ridiculous reveals that we got later. It's just more acceptable because it's a cooler kind of reasoning.
Which is totally fair. All right, well, down to one more. Cody, what's number 2 for you?
Keeping the trend going. Scream 2. This is one that, I think you could tell when you watch the first 2 movies that they had the most gas in the tank when they made these. It was, back to back, 1996, 1997. You had so much where they had a really great concept with the first one and the second one, and in many different ways they kind of expanded it. They expanded how meta it was with the creation of the stab, the movie, recreating the beginning of the first film while we're watching the beginning of the second film. I think it is the second best opening next to Drew Barrymore's kill in the first one, where you find our core 3 characters. I like the advancement of all 3 of them, which is, I think this is the only sequel where I could say that. Sydney seems like a little bit tougher. Gail actually feels like she's humanized a bit with getting a little bit tougher, a little bit more emotional. Dewey's got a little bit of trauma, a little damage from the first one, but he's still trying to, help them. I like the side characters a lot. The kills, certainly a little bit more creativity to it. And I love the ghost face reveals. I think that this was one that, if I remember correctly, the ending leaked and then they had to rewrite it. And that might be one of the reasons why Joshua Jackson's not in it. Maybe he was supposed to be Ghostface. They were kind of not sure who it was going to be while they were shooting it. But what they landed on, you have Mickey echoing everything that you said, Ken. I love how far he goes with his performance, because to me, it's like he tries to like embody the Roger L. Jackson voice without Roger L. Jackson's voice. Like he's trying to like almost emulate that inflection. And I don't think it's that far removed from the personality that he has in the previous two scenes that he has, because the first one is him riffing in film school class about sequels, and the next one is him calling out the Top Gun reference whenever he starts to sing. And so I love the motivation of, I'm going to blame the movies and I'm going to get off and become famous, because as ridiculous as that sounds, it's one of those things where it's like, real life has been stranger than that. So I don't think that that's a bad plan. And I always thought that the reporter was a pretty obvious, like, okay, she's being weird. She's only here for, clearly she's a ghost face, but they back it up with, oh, but you don't know who she actually is. And so it still is a successful reveal. And I even like how Cotton comes in at the end, finally gets her to agree to that interview. Consider it done. Pow! Like, I love that. So Scream 2.
No hesitation either.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Exactly. And they do a great job with the red herrings in this one, too, which I think they only really get successful with in the first two. Because you think it might be Cotton, you think it might be Jerry O'Connell. Like, they do a great job at actually making you doubt. Where for me, as much as I like Scream 5, even the last three have failed pretty bad at that. I can always pick out who it's going to be, and the red herrings are obvious. So, yeah, Scream 2 is just solid as fuck.
Yes. Real quick, we did get another new member. Thank you, Real Jenkins. Seriously means the world. I hope you enjoy the members-only content, man. We do have a members-only playlist, guys, so it's a lot easier to find all the members' content. And something I wanted to talk about the last couple nights, and I wanted to talk about it tonight, and I keep forgetting. I did mention it in our review. Another thing that I felt was really lacking in Scream 7 was the lack of Roger Jackson. I appreciate the AI stuff, but, man, having Ghostface without the Roger Jackson voice is like having Freddy without the glove. Like that's part of the character to me. So I appreciate the AI shit they did, but the lack of Roger Jackson really did bring that movie down for me.
That's fair.
All right. Well, we all know that everybody's favorite is number one. So we'll just do a little roundtable discussion about why we love this movie so much. Obviously, it rejuvenated the horror genre.
Changed horror.
Yeah.
This is when I was weird for being a horror fan prior to Scream. Like, it wasn't really accepted, I don't think. To like horror as much as I did as a kid. And then Scream came out and everyone is like, I'm a horror fan now, so that's cool. Yeah,
Scream is the What's My Age Again movies. Like, when What's My Age Again came out, I was telling everybody, like, fuck you, man. I bought Dude Ranch. You know what I mean? Like, and then Scream came out and I was like, fuck you. You don't even like horror. You just like Ghostface, you trendy fuck.
Like the meta-ness of it and how self-aware.
And again, this movie still has issues. And like the older I get, the more like one scene in particular bothers me so bad every time I watch it. And it's at the end. And Sydney's in the van with Kenny. And they're watching the camera that's going inside. And she sees Ghostface coming up behind Randy. And she's like, oh my God, Randy. And she runs to the house to save Randy. And she gets there, and Randy and Stu are outside. And they're both like, he's the killer, he's the killer. And she's like, you know what, fuck you both. And she locks them both out. And I'm like, you ran up there to save Randy, Sid. Like, we didn't know there was two killers at this time. But, like, you literally ran up there to save Randy.
Everyone's
like,
a suspect.
Yeah, that was you. But your goal was to save this guy. And then you were like, nah, fuck you, I'll leave you outside. And I was just like, damn, man. Like, guy can't catch a break. So, but like I said, another thing I think we forget is how great this twist was. Like, the first time we watched Billy die. So this guy that we had thought in some way was the killer, we're like, well, he can't be. One, he was in jail, and now he's fucking dead.
Yeah.
And then...
But I mean, those eyes, though, they have...
Oh, I get it.
They are very dark.
Yeah.
And he looked like a killer.
Yeah.
But after he got stabbed, it's like...
Well, and you knew at the beginning of this movie, you knew Drew Barrymore was going to die when she said Halloween was her favorite horror movie.
You know,
I was like, yeah, get rid of this bitch. Gutter.
Shut up.
Gutter. You know, like, if she'd have said Friday the 13th, she'd have been just fine. No. But she had to drop some Halloween in there, and Ghostface was like, fuck this bitch. So.
But, I mean, honestly, they took a swing because she probably was the most known in the entire movie when it first came out, and they killed her off in the first 13
I was say either her or Henry Winkler.
Yeah.
You know, those are the two probably biggest stars in this movie at that time.
And you expected her to be your final girl, and then they kill her off, and And it's probably my favorite.
My mom cried when
my
Drew Barrymore
favorite
died.
Opening. Yeah.
My mom took me to see this in the theater. I was 10 years old. I still remember it perfect. And my mom cried when Drew
you're
Barrymore
old.
died. I'm old as
just
shit.
kidding.
I'm the old guy from Big Daddy. You got my old balls for my 5-year plan.
Yay.
Jesus.
Lucky me.
Chuck, you want to talk about why Scream is your number one in this franchise?
Well, besides the obvious things of reinvent the slasher genre, I think there's one thing in this. Well, and to the Drew Barrymore thing. Sorry, I'm all over the place, but Henry Winkler was popular. Drew Barrymore was at the pinnacle of her fucking career. Like, she was huge, and to kill her off, which is my favorite scene in Scream, because I love Eden Lake. So it's like, I like fucked up shit. Her getting dragged through the yard, choking on blood, and her mom standing there listening to her like choke and die in the yard and knowing how close she was to help is like, it's not overly graphic, but it's so emotionally disturbing that something can happen in your backyard so close to home. And that was the tone for me. I was like, I love this. I don't care what happens, because it's fucked up. I love the reveal. Now, here's the thing I will say. There's two things that bother me about Scream and why I'm not like a huge Scream guy. Sidney Prescott has never been a true final girl because, well, she would have never got out of one if Gail Weathers wouldn't have saved her. So how final girl is she? She needed help. You know what I mean? Like, she's not that, does that show like a humanness to it, or is she just like this badass? But then again, she's like a teenager. So that's like my one little gripe that I've always kind of had. I went to the 30th anniversary screening when I was out in LA and watching it on the big screen. It was the first time I seen it on the big screen, and it does not hold up very well dialogue wise. There is some cringy, dated dialogue. I would say 2 holds up way better than 1 all these years later. But for what it did for horror, you know what I mean? Like, it's, you got to overlook all that stuff, because there's so many things that we've gotten as horror lovers to see that we wouldn't have never had if it wasn't for Scream. So just out of pure fucking respect for Wes and what it did, I love it, and I could look over all those things, but like, I would, for conversation sake, I'm not just run of the mill and say, oh yeah, it's the greatest thing. Like, I have gripes with it, and I feel that they're legitimate to me anyway.
Yeah.
For the most part, it's the Stu thing, the peer pressure thing bugs me a little bit too, but I like, and that other scene too, like when Billy's stabbing him in the chest and he like goes a little bit at, like, it's just like Jill. They're so unhinged and like crazy, and like, it feels like, yes, he really could have got sucked into doing this. You know what I mean? Like, and that I appreciated as well. Plus, nobody never seen that coming. I don't, it's like Kaiser Sose and The Usual Suspects. Anybody that said they knew that he was fucking the devil is a liar. And there's I had no idea Stu was involved. Like, when I seen that shit, I was like, holy fuck, because it was genius. But yeah, I love it. I watch it all the time. And you know what? The best part of Scream is my kid loves it. He's 11, and he loves the shit out of Ghostface, and he loves Scream, and he loves Sidney Prescott, and he can almost quote it. And it is still exciting generations of people to watch horror movies, because it's so easily accessible without being too over the top. And it's a legendary, it's a top 20, 25 horror movie all time.
Agreed. And something else I want to discuss, because I just noticed this on me and my daughter Kenley. We had to rewatch a Scream 1. There's that scene where Billy finally reveals to Sydney that her mom was fucking his dad. And when it does that, the camera deadpans to Stu. And he looks just as shocked by what Billy's saying. So I don't think Stu even knew that, like, it was that personal for Billy. Because he's just, like, blown away when he hears that.
Do you know, and the one last thing I'll say, and I'll shut up. The one thing that I did notice on the screening that I went to is how much they foreshadowed that they were the killers. Because once you go back and watch it from very early on, from the phone that he drops, from whenever they're sitting on that stone wall talking about like when the first killings happen, like there's so many times where Stu and Billy connect eyes and have like that guy mumble under the breath of like, hey, shut up, you're pushing it too far kind of thing. Like, and I never picked that up the first time that I watched it, but like they foreshadowed it being both of them the whole entire movie, which I think is cool to subvert your expectations by so many other cool things to happen to not think it's them. So it's really geniusly well done.
And especially no, you're fine. When Principal Hembry gets killed, like there's two ghost faces that he suspends in there, so that's them kind of telling you there that there's going to be two killers because he's like, I should suspend both of you, I should gut you, So I've heard people say that Kevin did that intentionally to let you know ahead of time that there were two killers. So it's a genius movie that you can always pick something up new, fresh on every time.
I think that's fair.
What about you, Jordan? Why is it number one for you?
I echo a lot of what Chuck said, especially like rewatching it, all the eye contact that the two of them make. Like, on the fountain where Stu's kind of like talking a little bit too much, and then it cuts to Billy and he just gives him a look like, shut the fuck up. Like, you're almost spoiling it. Like, and even in the video store with Randy, you can just see like Billy's like, shut up, dumbass. Like, you're going to spoil it for us. It's so well done. And I think it's just so well paced. I mean, obviously, the opening is iconic. Kind of, homage to Janet Leigh and Psycho. Of course, you don't expect this to be the person who's going to die first and all that. And it just keeps escalating. And it's just, it's so disturbing. Like, Eden Lake is a good reference to that. Like, it's so emotionally devastating the more you think about it. It's just so cold. And I just think, like, the ending is so well paced in terms of balancing multiple scenes and kind of like cutting between the party and then Gail in the news truck, and just the editing is so good. That's something that's always kind of bothered me about the killers. And I know this is probably stupid to say because it goes with like the point, but they all have the exact same personality more or less as Ghostface, even though when they're not Ghostface, they like speak differently. They don't feel like that. I feel like they're all just mimicking Stu and Billy. Like Billy especially sounds like Ghostface. Like it's easier to see how that became this, whereas the other ones, it's like such a different personality. Which, again, I know goes along with the whole point of it, but Scream is just, like, unbeatable.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever top the original. Sydney told us that, too. How about you, Cody? Why is it your number one?
Yeah, so, I mean, you and I talked about this with Mike the other night, where just like with kind of a different spin to what Ashley was saying, I was the horror kid that couldn't really talk about horror with anybody because nobody else was a fan, and then Scream came along and kind of fucked that up to where everybody suddenly was a horror fan, and I was the little gatekeeper, like, you haven't earned your stripes, bitch. And so I took a long time to warm up to Scream. Then in my late teens, early 20s, I started watching them again because the fourth one was coming out, and I was like, these are actually pretty good. I should let all that shit go. And the more that I watch it, the more that I watch the sequels, the first one I think just holds up the best as just being like kind of firing on all cylinders. There's elements that I think they raise the stakes in a few of them, but this one just kind of has that synergy to it where you have that really iconic opening. You've got really great characters here. It was a slasher film done in a way that no other slasher film had been done. It's kind of making up its own rules while roasting all of the tropey rules of all the movies in the past, while also kind of falling victim to them in a smart way. And it's one of the few times where they're so good at doing red herrings, where you have a reason to suspect literally everybody. Like you have that whole that line from Randy about everyone's a suspect, and they really do execute that in the movie. And so it's an endlessly rewatchable film that is a landmark slasher movie. And literally the only thing that ever bugs me about this movie, and for some reason I'm on an island because everybody else seems to love this, I hate the garage door kill. I just think it's stupid that a garage door is going to lift somebody up and snap their neck. But that's like the one thing, if you had to put a gun to my head to say, bitch about the first Scream, that's the one thing I could give you.
It was an industrial garage door.
Yes.
I think it was more, I think it was more her character that has people attached to it than the actual kill. That's what because the people like
people usually use it as a rebuttal for me when I bitch about not enough creative kills, and they're like, they got the garage door kill. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, that dumbass fucking thing that makes no sense. Like, so yeah, that's just
Cody.
That's my lore.
I mean, if you watch that first movie now, like that totally is where Scary Movie came from. That whole garage scene, like with her throwing the beer at Ghostface and then trying to get out through, like that whole scene, like Scary Movie essentially could have just written itself just from that one scene alone. So, last but not least, man, Colby, what's the reasoning?
Look, this movie came out when I was 6 years old. That's when my dad brought the VHS home from the video store. And me, my dad, my sister started watching it. And right in the beginning, they start name dropping Jason, Freddy. And I was like, oh my God, like they're talking about these other horror characters in this movie. And I was just mesmerized instantly. And then it gets to Casey Pecker's boyfriend scene when he guts him. And my dad was like, nope, you guys can't watch this. Shut it off. Send us upstairs. Like he still watched it because we were like trying to listen for the movie and everything. But my sister and I, we waited for my dad to go to sleep. We snuck downstairs, got that tape, went back up and watched it. And I was just blown away.
Oh, yeah.
And like just still watching it to this day, like it still hits the same for me with the nostalgia, my love for Matthew Lillard, for Randy's character, and just Matthew Lillard's one-liners in that movie. Like, I'm feeling woozy here. Like, my parents are going to be so mad at me. Just everything for that movie just still hits so hard for me.
Liver alone.
liver
Fucking hit me with the phone, Dick. Dude, I always heard it was a rumor that was, and it really was. That was not supposed to happen. The phone got stuck to the cornstarch or the corn syrup on.
I think pretty much every one, if not the majority of his one-liners and his iconic moments at the end was him just riffing.
Yeah.
I don't think any of them.
Because, the corn syrup, the phone got stuck, and when he tried to get rid of it, it actually hit it. That's like, like that little he does before it. Like, that's all legit. And I think, like I said, happy accidents, There's no such thing as mistakes. There's only happy accidents, as we all know.
The one thing I want to add to this is, and this is for the overhaul of the whole entire franchise. If there's any franchise, even though 7 is not well regarded by some people here, and 3 and 4, it's a very solid compared to. I mean, Friday the 13th is garbage. From 90% of the movies are bad. 50% of the Halloweens are bad. It's a very consistent franchise that has some blemishes on it. If there's any franchise out there that can make another, if they could come back to glory, it's Scream. Like, I do not doubt, and I'm not saying it's going to be number 8, but like they had to rewrite this whole thing really quickly with money. They had to get it out. They have, so like with time and Cultivate and Williamson, like, is there another classic Scream movie left in a chamber? Like, I believe that there is. Like, if Saw 10 can return Saw to glory, you gotta be hopeful that there could be another like epic Scream movie in the works. And like, I hope they get the opportunity to cultivate that and do that. Like, I almost think they should just figure out how the fuck to apologize to Melissa Barrera and patch that shit up, and then just like give us the epic conclusion of everything and just go. I got chills from that too, to like go out full circle with the right way. You know what I mean? Like, I would love this. We're not going to get that, but I would love to see that. I think she has too much moral principle to take the bag.
I agree with you. I don't think I think that her integrity will just be
she's
like,
not.
no.
Yeah, she won't take 100. Yeah, she's not taking the money. But we thought Nev Campbell had the same integrity, and she took the bag.
Right. Yeah, it depends. It's all fun and games until you think about that money hitting your bank account.
Yeah, that's right. I'll be
in that, Jordan?
For like 50 grand.
No, like maybe the most we could hope for is something like It's Me, Billy, or like those Never Hike Alone, like a really solid fanfic. Would be like halfway towards that. But yeah, I mean, next to like Evil Dead, like I think Evil Dead is always is still the most consistent franchise. This is maybe second, and even with Scream 7 as like a blemish, it's still up there with one of the most consistent horror franchises for sure.
Yeah. So, man, I had an amazing time hanging out with our panel, hanging out with the chat. Chat, if you haven't, everybody in the panel's social media links are down in the description. So make sure that you are following them, subscribing to them if you're not already. It would be amazing to watch these communities continue to grow and everybody to grow together. If this is your first time here at Sledgehammer Horror, thank you for watching. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Panel, please don't go anywhere. We got a couple more questions for you. Everyone else, thanks again for your time and for hanging out with us. And until next time, keep talking horror,
Stay who you are.
and we'll see you guys soon.
Bye, guys.